Hello guys, welcome back to Cassette Confessions. This video we're looking at Splish, Splash, Splosh from 1998. Rosie and Jim. This is sort of like a trilogy of the last Rosie and Jim VHSs I own in my collection. There's only three left actually. Well, this and two more, and I say trilogy, it has a Lincoln theme, this does, and yeah, be interesting. So, a double box set. So this is the second one we've actually talked about. First one was Crazy Christmas, Hanna-Barbera, and now this is the second one. A very odd mixture this one is. Quite an interesting one because this was released in '98. By this point, of course, Rosie and Jim was still on with Neil Brewer in the second, well, I think he started doing the second series actually, with Neil Brewer, but this focuses on Pat Hutchins. Mainly series 3 and 4 on this one. Even though Pat Hutchins' era is all finished in '96. So it's been interesting that this came out, really. It's a bit of a hodgepodge of bits and pieces from other VHSs, but we'll get there eventually. So yeah, I like the cover actually. It's very psychedelic type, interestingly. Good use of that sort of like, what do you call it? Like a faded rainbow, something like that. What do you call it? Pretty nice actually. I always remember that style of that cover, really. Very interesting. It's interesting on the spine. There's like an edited picture of Pat Hutchins on there as well. A bit strange, really. That's the only time that I've actually ever done that on a Rosie and Jim VHS, really. So with the narrow toners, but fair enough. Yeah, something new, but it's the only time they've done it, really. Anyway, so let's go for the concept of this. So we've got about 10 episodes to go through, mainly from series 4, but there's some series 3 as well. I think there's 4 from series 3. 6 from series 4, so we'll get to it. So, well, first and foremost, Ragdoll shop ident. Well, not really. Promo, forgot to mention. That's included on the beginning, of course, on the first tape. Again, showcasing the Ragdoll shop in Stratford-upon-Avon, well, now closed. Ragdoll shop in Stratford-upon-Avon back in the time when it was in its green formation. I remember going to its orange formation back in the early 2000s, very early 2000s. Exciting. The only thing I forgot to mention about in the previous video on top about this promo, the only things I ever got from there was a bath toy of the canal boat, the old Ragdoll with Rosie and Jim, like you put in like a bath, just a bath toy really, and a broom keychain, keyring, which I'm still looking for, and pretty interesting, some nice little bits and pieces there. Yeah, I'm still looking for that broom keychain, all this stuff. I don't know, it's still around somewhere, maybe. I'll have to go and check everywhere. I mean everywhere. Yeah, so let's go to this now. So, we have got Splish by Splosh. It's also the name of the VHS, the title episode of the VHS, really. That came from Lovely Bananas and Other Stories. It was previously covered on My Little Rosie and Jim when I did the My Little series on there. So again, I've already sort of talked about it. That's like Rosie and Jim go to school, nursery, and just do a lot of painting really. And that's really about it really. So nothing to say about that. Next we've got this floating restaurant. This is from the Acrobats and Other Stories pictures. Now I've seen the excerpt of Acrobats on there, but I don't own it unfortunately. I've only seen that little bit when they go to a Chinese fit and talk, and that sort of thing. So it was nice to refresh that. Actually, I do have maybe 1 or 2 episodes on this VHS, from that VHS, so it's nice, actually. And Floating Restaurant's a good story, actually. It's a good episode, really. Out of Series 4, it's a decent, good one. Rose and Jim cause havoc on a canal boat that's turned into a restaurant. Pat is meeting a family, like she's friendly with. Excuse me. So, yeah. And there's, of course, chaos for food and all sorts of stuff, really. Messing around with the orders, everything else. So it's a pretty good one, actually. I do enjoy that one. Next up we've got is The Milkman. Now, this comes from a bumper special from '97, chugging on the old Ragdoll boat, which actually is a compilation of the last episodes. Well, I found actually broadcast episodes to with Pat Hutchins, actually. Some of them were actually the last episodes that were broadcast at the time in '96. So, we've got some of that on here, really. So, Milkman, of course. Pat learns about what the milkmen do, of course, and deliver milk from house to house, of course. Simple as enough. And yes, that's pretty about it with that one. And Rosie Jim always cause chaos to do. Then we've got Making Pizza. Making Pizza. This is from the On Safari VHS. Same time as around as Acrobat's release from '96. I think it's the only one. It's the only episode from this VHS that was ever included on this compilation. I don't know much about it. I think just into a pizzeria very much and just do what they do really. Can't remember much about it unfortunately. And then we finish off with Soapy Duck. Now this has come from the VHS that was released very early in '96 so it retains its old packaging. It has the VCR logo on it. It does. A nice one. Pancoso Soap Factory, of course, when a lorry drives into a muddy puddle and covers a ragdoll boat underneath a bridge. Strangely enough, and there's learn about soap and there's learn to wash duck and everything else. So that's really about it. Really, it's a decent little one. It is. And that sort of ends off the first tape. So it's a decent selection. So you have Splish, Splash, Splosh, Floating Restaurant, The Milkman, Making Pizza, and Soapy Duck. Then we move to tape B. We've got Lovely Bananas. Nice one, actually. This is coming from the same VHS of the same name from '95, along with Splish, Splash, Splosh. Great one, actually. Just deals with Rose and Jim going to market and stuff, getting different bits and fruits and everything else. So it's pretty interesting. Decent enough. Very colourful episode as well, actually. If you look at the markets, I do. So I'll enjoy that, actually. It's nice enough, really. Then we've got... where do we go from here? Ballroom Dancing. Ballroom Dancing. This comes from the Chugging Along Ragdoll Boat Bumper Special, '97 Bumper Special. Not much about this really. I forgot. I remember some bits and pieces of episodes really, but this one I'm not entirely sure. It does again Ballroom Dancing, learn about dancing really. Like being that sort of entering a competition really, that sort of thing really. I don't know much about it unfortunately, but it's just there. If you like that episode, fair enough. Then we've got Shop Window. This also come from Chugging on the Ragdoll Boat. Again, just sort of like learning about, just window dressing really, that sort of thing. And mannequins and, how clothes shops tend to do this most of the time just to change around the styles and stuff like that, and also that sort of thing really. I don't know. I think it is actually, yeah, because I know people working really on the sort of do that thing really anyway. So yes. I mean, that's the sort of thing that they tend to do, just do a bit of, window dressing, that sort of thing. Trying to showcase the new fashion, the new styles going on at the time, really. Circa 1996. Fair enough. And then we got, what's next? Roller skating. Now, this comes from Soapy Duck as well. Decent one, really. Just about roller skating. They did some other ones like rollerblading. I think roller skating as well reappeared again during the Neil Brewer era, I think. Like towards the end, really, I think. So... it's just there really, but it's a decent one of course. And then finally we got Exercise. This comes from the Acrobats VHS, and I don't remember actually. Just the mess around, Rose and Jim messing around on a treadmill and bits and pieces, and it's decent actually. Just like Pat trying to get into shape really. She feels like I need to get into shape really, and she finds this local gym on the side of the canal really. And people just doing all sorts really. Yes. Quite a nice VHS actually. It's quite a rarity in a way. A bit strange really actually, because it's the last sort of VHS to feature Pat Hutchins really. Rose and Jim VHS wise, because here we have, covering. The last VHS I saw covered was actually Falcons and Other Stories really. With the John Cunliffe era and that treat size tape done by Carlton, and they sort of cover that my little treat size tape of course. Minus Rose and Jim, the Orange Edition, and also come to here now. So it's pretty interesting. That sort of wraps up, Pat Hutchins' era slightly. It sort of does at the time really, because nothing else came afterwards. Except the only thing that's all coming out was mainly Neil Brewer stuff, really. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching as always. I've been talking about Splish, Splash, Splosh from 1998, double VHS box set to do with Rosie and Jim, mainly with Pat Hutchins' tenure on the show from Series 3 and Series 4. Mainly Series 4 on here, but it's a decent selection actually. Decent, they could put some more interesting ones on, really, but the selection's alright, I don't know if they actually plan to do any others, but just here really. 10 episodes, fair enough. Good old mixture as well. Decent artwork as well on the cover. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and yes, as always, see you for the next video, and goodbye.